Hi, Bill. It's awesome to have you on. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. I'm going to
Thanks.
ask you a few questions, and our goal here is to give other real estate agents out there a small glimpse into a day in the life of a real estate agent, real estate coach, and how to be successful in doing that.
Great.
All right. So tell us who you are, the name of your company, a little bit about what you do, and why you love it.
Okay. Well, my name is Bill Gross. I am a broker associate with eXp Realty in Southern California. I've been in real estate since 1986. Um, I love real estate. It's a broad industry. I've been able to change, adapt along the way. Um, Also excited in that in my entire career, I don't think there's ever been a better time to create wealth as a salesperson than right now. So doing great, selling a lot of houses, building a team, and really excited to be in the business.
Awesome. So it sounds like you've had a lot of experience and a lot of time to build your empire, so to speak. So tell us, um, what does a typical day of prospecting look like for you when you are trying to get business, trying to build your base?
So in my career, good news or bad news, I've gone through several iterations of it. And so due to market changes and company changes, and so I found myself about 2 years ago having to really, again, kind of rebuild from scratch or relaunch my business. But the fundamentals of business and real estate have always been about generating business as the first priority. In long-term success and great wealth is only created by generating business. So my whole schedule is focused around that time. And so for me today, I get up early in the morning. I get up at 5 and I work out 5:45 to 6:45. I have a quick shake, and I'm at my desk by 8 o'clock, start my workday, and I actually, in my mind, start making phone calls by 8:30 in the morning. And
Very
I
good.
spend 3 hours a day looking for new business. That's my focus every single day. Is where can I find somebody today who has to sell their property that I can represent? And so for me, that could be attorneys, that can be personal representatives. I focus in on probate real estate, which is a particular niche. Sometimes it's investors and wholesalers. Sometimes it's other real estate agents I work with and help them on their business. So, but from first in the morning till lunchtime, my focus is on calling people and then looking for people who need to sell property. That's my daily number one task.
Okay, awesome. Do you have a favorite way that you do that as far as like, do you text them? Do you call them? Do you send them emails? What is your preferred way of prospecting, trying to find that business?
Well, I think we all would like just deals to show up in our inbox. It doesn't quite work that way. So, what I train my team is that there's different levels of intimacy in a relationship, whether it be dating for marriage or sales. And so there's social media interactions, and there's texting, then there's email, then there's phone call, then there's meeting people. Now today, that last one's a little problematic with COVID, and
Right.
the Zoom counts meeting or not, and maybe we get away with a little bit more because of that. But the goal is to drive the intimacy. So when people say, "Well, I texted 20 people," that's nice, but I think you need to text about 200 to equal a couple phone calls. And then the other
Okay.
thing I try to tell people is that social media is to drive some texting or messaging. The messaging is designed to generate some emails. Some emails are designed to generate a phone call with somebody. The phone call, in the old days, I say was for the appointment. Again, the appointment might be on the phone today because we're in weird times. But the purpose of all that is to talk to somebody one on one, and at some point get them move forward to signing a contract with you. And so all that other stuff is nice and important in a funnel designed to get you to the contract at the end of the day. But that's the purpose of it. And it's easy to get caught up in how many texts or emails I sent out. But the goal at the end of the day has to be getting somebody to do business with you one on one.
Right. Um, so in the spirit of all of that, what would you say is a piece of advice that you would give to someone who is brand new in the real estate world?
So the two things I tell people who are brand new is, one, prepare for a long tail. The real estate is a long tail business. In any business, you invest time and or money for a return, and that return is measured over time. So if I gave you, say, if I invested $100, at the end of a year, I got back $110, that's a 10% return over a year. But real estate leads, on average, the average lead is going to take about 2 years from contact to close. That doesn't mean you won't get some day one or week one or month one, but that you need to build your business understanding that long tail. And so you have to be set up for it financially. You have to set up for it in your business. You have your systems in place. So many realtors just throw out phone numbers every day because they figure they're not going to be in business in 90 days anyhow. What difference does it make? Well, the answer is you won't last unless you start off with planning for that long-term business and understanding that. So I would just say that you have to plan for a lot longer than you expect. And number two, I would say it requires a lot more contacts than you would think. We all think we get somebody who says, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to do business with you," that we can take that to the bank and deposit it and pay our house payment and feed our kids and families. And the answer is no. You probably need 10 people saying they'll do business with you for every 1 or 2 that will actually sign a contract that you'll get paid on.
Right.
So the numbers are just big. You got to track your numbers and work with somebody in your niche. I know you guys at ProspectBoss work with different industries. Work with somebody who's working your funnel or system or format or process, so you know what the numbers are, have an idea of what they should be, because it surprises people when they realize how many it takes. Now, if you're like me, I have to produce. So when you tell me it takes more than I think, I just say, well, what do I have to do to contact that many? I don't have a choice. I have to do it.
Yeah.
But I would say you got to know your numbers and just know it's going to take a lot more than you think it is.
Okay. So what is something that you wish you had known when you first started out?
For sure, the value of relationships over time. I think I got in the business and I, changed companies like a lot of people, and then I changed geographies. I moved from a suburb of LA to West Los Angeles, and I thought I'm starting a new business. I kind of lost those names and numbers. And then I did the opposite. When I went into management, I kept my database so that when inevitably I got out of management, at least I've been emailing them and had some relationship with them. But I would say that if you're in sales, and particularly in real estate sales, your job is to make relationships with people that you're going to market to the rest of your career, and approach it that way, and organize it that way, and systematize it that way. Because really, yes, there are people who I've done business with who I met them literally. I have a listing I sold this year. I met the guy 10 years ago.
Wow.
I put in my database, and I emailed to everybody every week, and I've been very consistent. And the only thing I know of that kept that relationship, maybe saw me on Facebook occasionally, and I didn't call consistently. I wasn't as good as I should have been. And he was unavailable for years. He was in the military. But 10 years later, when he wanted to list a house, he contacted me because I stayed in touch with him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So how do you manage, being an agent, being a coach, running both your household and your business at the same time?
Well, I run the household. My wife does that. I'm a kept man. So, the truth is I used to have a coaching business, and I did that for a while, and I no longer have a coaching business. I have a real estate business, and I coach agents on my team. I'm building a national real estate company based on my probate business. And so I have underneath me now 23 agents. And so I call some of them informally to coach them up, and other ones we have formal weekly coaching calls that I do. And I treat those like any other business. Those are key relationships. So they're in the same CRM, the same database. I schedule time with them regularly. If I don't hear from them, I'm reaching out to them because I want to see them active on at least a weekly basis. So I think I would look at that as those agents on my team are just amongst my most important clients.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Okay, so we'll wrap this up a little bit. Any last piece of advice for our viewers, for fellow agents?
Well, look, I've used Prospect Boss off and on for years. It's a great product. But the reason why, and I appreciate being invited here today, I do, is because it allows me to talk to a lot of people. And, you know, I need to talk to more people all the time. And so it's like any other tool. It's great for what it does. It's not perfect, but it really allows me to load up any given day. I might need to talk to or want to talk to 60 or 80 people. I can load them up and dial through and hit more of them per minute than I otherwise might. And the rest I also send a text or email to, but at least it will help me maximize my speed on reaching as many people as possible. So I say real estate's a contact sport. You want to talk to as many people as you can. Obviously, you also want to have deep relationships, good relationships, but you would have a lot of those. And so I'd say every day, you know, my wife is always amazed at the end of the day. My gosh, you were just talking all day long. That's my goal. If I could, other than a short break, if I could just talk all day long to investors, wholesalers, agents, team members, that's my goal, is to be personally involved with people on a daily basis. That's what I do for a living.
That's fantastic. All right. Give us a way to get in touch with you.
Sure. So my email is Bill, my name, at the laprobateexpert.com. That's THELAPROBATEEXPERT, the laprobateexpert.com. Or you can call or text me at 310-210-0008, 310-210-0008.
Perfect. All right, agents, now that you know how prospecting can help your business, go take a look at prospectboss.com and then go check out Bill Gross and find out how you can make more money in less time. All right, we'll see you.